All right, hey guys, here we are, hole 9. Now, one of the things that I might do, especially heading into my weekend round, I may go berserker. Today, we're not going to go berserker. Now, there's two different ways to play this. One is I can play it over this way. This is kind of my preferred method to go for pro. It does make this shot just a little bit easier in my opinion. You'll see what is that, one top spin. And I'll typically play the rings. One top spin, one per. So 5.5 rings, make sure that I don't add any power. And you can see with what I'm doing with my curl as well. Really gonna need that curl. Without that curl, there's a good chance that you're gonna roll into the rough. But you'll see that I'm just trying to get it up, and I didn't get that good scoot through bounce. I'm trying to protect against, running through too much. I didn't get the scoot bounce. You could potentially get the scoot bounce. That was the checkup bounce, so I was making just a little bit of extra room. There's times that you can go as much as 2 bars of topspin there, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. It's going to be tough to hole out this. Even if you do get up to the edge of that fairway, typically what you'll do is maybe bring a big dog when you're going over that direction. Now, one of the things you can do is you can go over this way, but with earlier clubs, I'd kind of highly suggest against it. You just get yourself just a little bit too long, and the angle isn't the best, especially with this wind. You'll see that my wind is going to be essentially straight down, whereas my opponent's is going to be almost a side wind. So I'm thinking in terms of side wind, it's much easier to give yourself a straight wind to potentially hold out. But you'll see, as I was mentioning, we are going to be very close to kind of the max here. And what I'll typically do is kind of slide this up, create just a little bit more angle, somewhere like this. So I need it to land right in here somewhere. So I'm thinking maybe about 7 rings over and very little on the power, as you can see. And it's going to be hard to hold out no matter what you do, more so than anything, just trying to protect against doing something dumb. So I did need just a touch more power, but you can see, relatively safe, should get your eagle 10 out of 10 times, especially with a little bit better tee shot, getting a couple extra yards off that tee shot, especially if you have sniper 10. Another thing you can do is big dog, like I mentioned. There's typically enough precision loss that you can even great ball and still go through here each and every time if you create that nice angle, especially if you can kind of reduce that top spin that you have to do. So you can see that I have to kind of crank mine up because I'm landing so early on the fairway, which is okay, especially with a sniper. I don't have to worry about great balling it into the rough. But I'll just have to kind of hone in and on that adjustment, make sure that my ring play is sound. But here's kind of the alternate approach. You'll want to try to play maybe that slope a little bit more than my opponent did and try to get it going up that hill. I wouldn't recommend going that way. I would probably just say, take it the safe route, go the way that I did. Makes it straightforward. You make sure that you get that eagle each and every time, especially with a little bit of practice. Good luck with that hole. Good luck with your round. Do look at the expert guides. It's much more valuable to be trying to progress your account than trying to stay in pro if you're capable of getting into the next round. I'll take, me personally, I'll take my Thor 2 and go to expert. I just feel a lot better in expert. I feel like the shots are just as holeable. And if they're just as holeable, sometimes even more holeable because I get extra yards off the tee, I'd rather get that same score in a higher division and get those better rewards. Start unlocking things like Apocalypse. So keep those tips in mind. Good luck and take care, everyone.